smaller class ratios, instructional services such as teachers and aides, educational support services such as non-academic aides, counselors, summer school, health and wellness services, administrative support services, central office staff, principals, administrative aides in the building, building managers, secretaries. Building managers being those individuals that can help principals manage the building while they focus on instruction with the teachers. This came out of a model in Kentucky called the SAM model, School Administrative Managers, which was funded and researched by the Wallace Foundation. Great base of research that showed that this position, especially at the elementary level, where the typical model is that you have a principal and you have a secretary, that at the elementary model, it's very advantageous to have this position at the elementary level. Operations and maintenance, making sure that you have dollars in school districts to take care of the buildings, to make sure that the buildings are in proper order. Gifted and enrichment support services, which we were talking about a little earlier this morning. Special education services, transportation, professional development, instructional materials, which is books, so on and so forth. The charge-off reduction and conversion levies. But I think the last point I wanted to make is that one of the other reforms that we put in place that we thought was very important from a philosophical standpoint is that the evidence-based model, whatever model you use, it should be updated on a regular basis. Because, society changes, the needs of our kids change on a regular basis. So you have to have some type of institutional mechanism to review the model on a regular basis and make recommendations on how that model should be improved. And also because since this model is based on research, the research is going to advance, it's going to get better, and it's going to produce different results. As those different results are created, there's got to be a mechanism for incorporating those results into the model. The way to do that, we felt, was to create a council that would provide those types of recommendations on a regular basis. So this advisory council, which is made of 28 different individuals who represent different stakeholder groups from around the state, is required by state law to meet to make recommendations every 2 years, right before the budget process starts for the state of Ohio, as to how the evidence-based model should be updated or changed in order to, keep pace with changing research or changing data that is produced by the Department of Education. But for this first review of the model, they were charged to look at specific things, and those specific things are on this slide. And again, because of the time, I'm not going to go into all the different things that they're required to look at. I know that's real quick and dirty. This is the last slide. Are there any questions that you all may have for me? Yes?
Well, I wanted to address one of the remarks that you made earlier in your presentation, that with your handheld device, you don't need to go to the library to do research anymore. I'm a librarian. I've been 32 years.
Sure.
I'm at Oberlin College, and what I've seen and I'm very aware of how information resources have transformed everything that we do about research. What I see now is an appalling lack of understanding on the part of students about what is a scholarly resource, what is an authoritative source, how to find those things, and not understanding that when they have their handheld device, when they access a scholarly resource, they're really in the library virtually.
Yeah.
There's no understanding of how the library has organized those materials for them. And so I'm really concerned that I don't even see the libraries mentioned in your OEM components. This is shocking to me when I look at, and Oberlin College students are not dumb. They come to us and they're really bright people, but they have no clue how to do research. It's just, to me, they're really stupid compared to students 30 years ago. College students, and they don't even know how to open a book.
Well, in most colleges, that's part of the instruction. I know anywhere that I taught. I teach graduate classes in education. We talk with them. They take research. I'm sure the same thing in Art State. They take research classes on how to find it and how to report data analysis and all that type of stuff. they should be taught in their classes how to do this. And we taught it at the undergraduate level as well.
Oh, right. But
So that kind of
it
surprises
needs to be
me.
incorporated into education at the lowest possible level.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. If you look on page 2 of this portrait, you'll see under technology, resources support, licensed librarian, media specialist. So we've included into the funding model resources for school districts to invest in those types of components. I see there's a lady that was before you in the corner.
John, can I just insert myself in here? In your notebook, what we've done is we've actually, it's in the behind the first tab in education information. There's a comparison of the evidence-based model with the current, with what happened before, the former school funding model. So in addition to the document that the ODE, which is very, very helpful because it's more detailed, you can actually, if you know, for example, something about the charge-off, then you can look on here and see, oh, where's the charge-off in the new model? What happened with the charge-off in the new model? And it looks like this. So you can, it's in front of it.
Oh,
It's in front,
In front of the tab.
oh, it's in front of the second tab.
It's in front.
Oh, okay, it's in front of the first tab.
Yeah.
The gentle lady in the corner.
Yeah, I was wondering how this task force is appointed.
Yeah, good question. The governor appoints a third of the members, the speaker appoints a third, and the Senate president appoints a third. And the state law is specific and what different stakeholders those different appointments should represent.